record. It's done. All right. Okay. Go ahead.
So if I don't have I got to sit down for everybody there and everybody here. I got to sit down so I can move the slides. Let me make sure that they can see me here. So I would like to know, first of all, is what are you thinking of studying?
I don't know.
Yeah, what program are you interested in?
Business administrations.
Okay.
Mostly for me.
Okay.
Neuroscience.
Neuroscience, really good. Do you mind to ask the people online if you can ask in the chat there what programs? So you can put all of you what program you are interested in. So I try to tailor make the presentation to make it more useful for you.
Okay.
So if you can read from them, if you can put in the chat.
Did they hear us?
I know they're here, but they have to
okay.
put in the chat, no? So no move, just when they put the program that they're interested in, read it out for me. So if you can all can hear me, please put in the chat the programs. And what's your name?
Aaron.
Aaron will help me to know what do you want to study. And what about
Someone
you?
says computer science.
Aaron, and your name?
Tara.
Tara. Very nice. That actually sounds very Irish, I have to say. Okay, so we have, can you read? I'm blind from here. Now we have another neuroscience, computer science, two computer science.
The neuroscience is my mom.
Another neuroscience. Your mom is going to go with you to university. Very good. we welcome the two of you in Trinity. We like the family traditions coming to Trinity and business. So I think that we are fine. Thank you very much to all of you here and online as well. My name is Antonio de Linares, and as you can tell, it's not a very Irish name. And there is a very good reason, and it's because I'm not from Ireland. I'm from Spain, but I moved to Ireland 17 years ago with the idea of spending only 6 months. So I really like it, and that's one of the reasons, obviously, why I stay there very long time. So my role is to support students that they want to come to Trinity from this part of the world, from Turkey, also from the old Middle East and from the north of Africa as well. So anything that you want, don't hesitate to keep in touch with me. Okay. And you're obviously in very, very good hands here with Plus Education Career. They're really good and very successfully. They have been supporting the students coming to Trinity for many years. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to worry very much because they will be able to navigate with you the application system. I know that when you apply for a university abroad, it's an exciting time, but also can be a little bit stressful as well, no? Because you are studying, you don't know what is going to happen with your life next year. So in my presentation, I want to try to give you some information about Ireland, about Dublin, because when you choose a program, it's not just a program, it's also a different culture, a different country. And about Trinity, about the institution, so you know what to expect. I have a very short video, so I hope that you can see it in online as well. But it's a very short. It's not really a presentation. It's just an introduction to Trinity, very artistic. So it doesn't show the campus of anything, which is extremely beautiful anyway. But it's very interesting because the voice is by Ruth Negga, that she was nominated by for the Oscars in Hollywood. She's a famous actress. She was in Trinity. The music as well. I'm pretty sure that you will recognize the music from a gentleman. I'm not going to tell you the name to see if you know it. That he also was in Trinity, and also I believe that the production company that put it together, is also people from Trinity.
By the way, someone writes the majors.
What is the other majors?
Management Science and Information System Studies.
Okay.
Yes.
Don't move it. You have moved now. I'm out of the screen. Move it back again a little bit. Perfect. Here we are.
And they say they can't really see the screen clearly.
They cannot.
No, they cannot.
We can see their screen from here, and it's not very clear.
Okay.
It's not focused. It's clear, but it's...
Okay, so I don't know because we lost the. Look, if you have, it's enough if you have a little bit of a view, because I'm going to tell you everything. So no worries about that. It's just as a reference. Okay. And if there is something that you don't understand, just put it in the chat. And my two collaborators here, my team will help me to follow the questions. I'm going to play with you. Let me see if we have the presentation. Okay.
Inspiration has lived here since 1592, and more than 400 years later, it's still going strong. Inspiration has helped burgeoning writers put pen to paper and given world leaders a head start. It has set the stage for budding playwrights and created characters that will never die. For countless actors who started here, inspiration has played a part. Work done in Trinity helps build the atom, battled cancer, and guided man's first giant leap. From here, we've inspired people around the world. But even with this proud history, we are firmly focused on the future. Today, we are making new discoveries and inspiring the next generation of history makers.
Do you recognize the music, by the way?
Yes, oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, yeah, he was in Trinity as well. So basically, if you come to Trinity, you will be following up the steps of many great people through many different generations, because Trinity is 430 years old. So in every century, we have fantastic people that they have been in Trinity. People like Jonathan Swift, that he was the writer of the Gulliver Travels, in case that you have seen any movie or cartoons about it, or Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde probably is the most famous writer in English, together with Shakespeare, as he was in Trinity as well. This gentleman is called Ernest Walton, and he got the Nobel Prize in physics. He was a student, but he was also a professor till he retired in Trinity. Samuel Beckett, he got the Nobel Prize for drama. William Campbell, this is a very interesting gentleman that he got the Nobel Prize in medicine in 2015, but he studied in biological and biomedical science school. He studied zoology, so the same one as neuroscience. That's some of you want to study. He discovered a cure for a river blindness, and thanks to him, there are thousands and thousands of people that they can see. Mary Robinson and Mary Margaret. I put the two of them together because they are the two only women that they have been president of Ireland, and both of them they studied in Trinity. Mary Robinson was also the High Commissioner for Human Rights in the United Nations and has been for many years the president of Trinity. And now the current president is Mary Margaret. Sally Rooney. Any one of you knows Sally Rooney? I don't know, nobody there. Okay, Sally Rooney is 31 years old now. Is one of the most successful writers in English in the world now. She has written books like Conversation with Friends, Normal People, that they are super popular TV shows now. And if you want to check Trinities and the campus and so on, you can check them, because her characters, they are Trinity students all the time. This gentleman, Jack Gleason, he was also in Trinity. He was an actor in Game of Thrones. He was a really awful man in Game of Thrones, but he's a lovely gentleman, and he wanted to follow an academic career the last time I heard about him. Actually, we have many connections with Game of Thrones, because even the writers of the scripts, Benikoff and Weiss, both of them, they actually met in Trinity. So I really hope that in a few years' time, I can have the picture of some of you there, or you here, in my presentation before I retire. As I said, when you choose a university, also you have to know what type of country you are going to go to. I don't know if you have been in Ireland, you have been in Dublin. I'm not assuming that you don't, so I tell you a few things that are important for you. First of all, it's very well communicated. For those of you in Istanbul, you have daily flights to go to Dublin, so you will be there in 4 hours and a half. You can even make it home for a long weekend if you have to. As well as with Istanbul, it's very well connected with everywhere. So, Ireland is a country, it's not very big. So I always joked every time I come to Istanbul, the official population is something, but the unofficial population grows. So I don't know how many people you have now. You don't know even. Probably 20 million, I don't know.
I think it's much higher than
even higher than that. So the population of Ireland is not even 5 million. Okay, so a quarter of the population of Istanbul, the whole country.
Sounds nice.
Ireland is very well known for being extremely friendly and welcoming. A couple of days ago, I saw another ranking that Irish people were considered the friendliest people in the world. It's an English-speaking country. In fact, it's the main English-speaking country in the European Union. So if you want to study in an English-speaking country in the European Union, Ireland is the obvious choice, and Trinity as the top of the university is definitely the main one. We have a very long tradition in education in the country, which Trinity, the flagship university of the country, is a sample of that. The currency, as a European country, is the euro, so more convenient than other currencies that can be more expensive. And Ireland also have a policy of a state-backed visa. So this is, if you study a degree in Ireland, automatically you're entitled to claim for 1 year to stay visa to look for a job. If you do a master's, you have 2 years of that. This is a way of the Irish government to tell you, you're welcome. If you want to start your career here, we are happy to have you here. And this is particularly important if we consider that nowadays, many of the leading companies in the world, they have offices in Ireland, and many of them, the headquarters for Europe as well, and many of them for Turkey. So I love to come to Turkey because if you study something that you can link to these industries that they are booming now in Ireland, you study in Trinity, the top university in the country, you have the visa to look for a job, and you're Turkish. It's a very good combination. We are talking mainly in companies that they have to do with the IT sector, with computer science, computer engineering, with internet, pharmaceutical companies, most of the top ones, they are there, medical devices as well, and banking services, like Morgan Stanley, Accenture. So it's a very sweet time to study something to link with those industries. Dublin is the capital of Ireland, and the population of Dublin is, if you see the historical center, it would be like 700,000, and the full county Dublin will be around 1.5 million people, I would say. It's a young, friendly European capital, people from absolutely everywhere, always ranked highly safe in comparison with many of the cities in the world, one of the best student cities in the world, and this is a global technological hub. The companies I was mentioning before, many of them, they are in Dublin. And in fact, as I will show you later, many of them, they are around the Trinity campus. Long tradition in literature and culture of all sorts, very well connected with Ireland and with Europe as well. In fact, for many of these companies that they are from the US, Ireland is considered the getaway into Europe. And with a lot of things. So it's a very vibrant, lively city where you can walk everywhere. And you can enjoy like a lot of live music, museums, restaurants, and everything around Trinity, actually. Because Trinity is at the heart of the city center. Trinity College was founded in 1592, and it was designed as Trinity and Oxford. So it was modeled by Trinity and Oxford, two universities that we have a lot of links with. Trinity is one of the 7 ancient universities in the English-speaking world. Together with the 2 I mentioned, you have Edinburgh, you have St. Andrews, but Trinity is the only one that is in the European Union and is the only one that has a full world historical campus in the middle of a major city. So that means that you will enjoy a fantastic student life, but at the same time, you are very well positioned to enjoy everything that Dublin has to offer, which is a lot. You can see there, this is the beautiful campus of Trinity. And you see on the right, you have Dame Street. There on the top, you have Grafton Street, and then here you have O'Connell Street. So right in the middle of the 3 main streets, the 3 main streets of Dublin, you have Trinity College. All the activity that happens there, but not just culturally, also the companies, like around the corner, you will find Google, you will have Twitter, and many of these companies that are very close. So you can see some of the companies that they are surrounded by the campus. There is a lot of synergy between these companies and Trinity, not only because we are the top university in Ireland, but also because we are very close. So there is a lot of interaction. Trinity is a research-intensive university. What does it mean? That means that research, obviously, to be in the top 100 best universities in the world, you have to be very, very strong in everything that you have. And research is very important. But also, undergraduate students will be exposed to that research. First of all, because there is a Trinity regulation where the top professors that we have in Trinity, they have to teach even first year undergraduate students, because we want you to be inspired by these great academics. And other universities, they may only teach master students or PhDs. In Trinity, you have to do from the beginning. And another thing is because we have our programs there for 4 years, and in the 4th year, you all have to produce a final project that sometimes is a very strong, very robust piece of research, almost equivalent to a master thesis. And I like this picture because that tells you a little bit of how Trinity goes. It's a mix between the tradition of more than 400 years in education, but at the same time with many buildings where we are carrying top research in the world in the 21st century as well. You see our old library there that I will tell you a little bit more about it in a minute or two, and then you have some of the new buildings there. Trinity is a truly international university, and this is reflected in everything. So we are the 12th more international university in the world. When you talk about other universities, they say that they have a lot of students from abroad, but they may be only from a very specific country. In Trinity is truly diverse. We have more than 120 different nationalities on campus. So when you go to Trinity, you will enjoy the Irish culture, which is very rich, very nice, and very interesting as well. You will have the opportunity to meet many Turkish people, studying Trinity and also working in these multinationals around there, but you will meet people from everywhere. Like only from the US, we have almost 300 undergraduate students coming every year to do the full degree, the 4 years in Trinity. So, and they choose Trinity above many of the US universities because they consider Trinity as a equivalent to an Ivy League university, but in Europe. And also the price is more convenient. Our academic staff is very international. 40% of our academics, in fact, they are from outside of Ireland. We have the most diverse academic body in any university in Europe. About Trinity. Indeed, since the foundation, top university in Ireland, and always around the top 100 best universities in the world, now 98, as you can see there. Very innovative and very entrepreneurial. And this is something very important, not only for you that you want to study business, but for everybody. Trinity, in the last 6 years, every single year, we have produced more entrepreneurs than any other university in Europe. And that's something that is open to all students. We have an innovation center that if you study neuroscience or you study management and information systems or you study computer science, you can come to the innovation center. If you have an idea, and this idea is very good, we'll help you to develop a business plan, and maybe you can get a place in our incubator and you can develop your own company. And we do that because we realize, and you are very young, but you have seen many changes in the last few years, that nobody knows what is going to happen in 2, 3, 4 years' time. So we want to make sure that our students, they are prepared to have the career that they want, regardless what is the socioeconomic problem or politics of the problem at the time, any issues that you have at the time. And we have a really good career service that we encourage our students to engage from year 1. So don't wait till the 4th year or 5th year you do the integrated master to go to talk to them. Try to be prepared so you can find the job that you want by the time you graduate. But start soon, early. You know more or less what you want to study, so I don't need to go through that. But just to say that Trinity is a comprehensive university. So we have many different programs. We offer almost anything that you can imagine, and definitely all the programs that you want to study. And you can study everything from foundation to the honors degree, masters, or PhDs. I believe that some of you may be interested in this one. So I'm going to give you some some notions about how it works. We have a very popular option with Columbia University. Our students, they will do 2 years in Trinity, 2 years in Columbia, and they get a full degree from Trinity and a full degree from Columbia. So a full degree from a top university in Europe, and a full degree from a top university in the US. You can do many different programs. You can see all the options that we have at the moment. Every year we have new additions, but definitely neuroscience, for instance, is there for the two of you that you're doing neuroscience. And if you do, for instance, you're talking about computer science, but if you do computer engineering, this year we have another two. And it's not a dual degree, so it's not 2 and 2. If you study engineering, you can do the 5th year integrated masters. Instead of doing it in Trinity, you can do it in Columbia. So we have a special pathway for Trinity students into the masters, which is something very new. The application process, things that you have to take into account. Is open. When most of our programs are still closed, so they will open the 1st of November. For the dual degree, it's so open already. And it closed before any other plan. So you have to be ready, because the 2nd of January, it will be done. So I'm pretty sure that in PLOS Education Career, Martin and her team, they will look after to make sure that you submit your application in time if this is what you want. Columbia and Trinity, we share a website that you have to, that's how you place the application. You need an interview. The SAT is optional. You don't have to do it. You have to have a very good GPA or really good IB. And it's also the American system. So you need to have an interview, but you also need to meet the Trinity requirements. But the main thing is, on top of being a very good student, having everything ready to make sure that you don't miss the deadline. It's a wonderful program, fully integrated between Trinity and Columbia. So you will have academics from Columbia contacting you and visiting you in Trinity for the first 2 years, and then vice versa when you move to Columbia. So it's a wonderful opportunity. And obviously, when you become a graduate, you will be a graduate from 2 top universities, and you can capitalize on the networking option that both of them they will provide you. For the computer science, because I don't think nobody mentioned engineering as such, but I think that it's important that you consider, if you're considering computer science, computer engineering as well. So there are a lot of jobs at the moment, like a company like Intel. Intel is one of the biggest computer producers, companies. So the Intel, they have 5 research centers in the world. One of them is in Trinity, and I believe that is the best performing one in India. If you want to open your options, consider engineering and computer engineering, because also the School of Engineering in Trinity is the oldest in the English-speaking world. So we have been doing engineering much longer than other English-speaking universities. So we know how to do that. And maybe along the way, you may change your mind as well and decide in year 3 and 4 that you want to specialize in something like biomedical engineering, for instance. So at Trinity, you don't apply for computer engineering. You apply for engineering, and then you specialize in year 3 and 4th. And you can have, if you want, a 5th year, which is the master integrated. That qualifies you as a professional engineer to work anywhere in Europe. And you will also have, if you do the 5th year, the opportunity in 4th year to do a paid internship in a multinational. That will be for 6 months. These companies, they come to campus to recruit Trinity students for both actually computer science and also engineering. So it's both similar. For the two of you with neuroscience, you apply for, it's similar as I said the other one, no? It's the first 2 years is more general, and then you specialize in year 3 and 4th. You apply for biological and biomedical science, and then you can specialize in year 3 and 4th in one of these options. You have neuroscience, but you also have zoology. So if you change your mind, you may study zoology and be the next Nobel Prize in medicine, like William Campbell that studies zoology in Trinity. Or you may meet Luke O'Neill, that he's one of the top professors in the world in immunology, and you decide to go for immunology instead. And if you do neuroscience, you are in a wonderful place. Neuroscience, together with the School of Psychology in Trinity, they are running the biggest research project in the history of Ireland, together with the University of San Francisco, California. and it's called the project is called Brain, and they have dozens of researchers doing research on how the brain works. So this is definitely something that, to be in Trinity at this moment, if you can try to get a little bit of a grasp of what's going on there, it will be a fantastic experience potentially. Global business. So if what you want to do is business, a wonderful place Trinity is, absolutely, considering that we produce more entrepreneurs than any other university in Europe. If you really want to be an entrepreneur, or you want to work in marketing or in accountancy, this is the program for you. That program also includes some modules that you can do it by doing an internship, for instance. The global business program is that option for people that really is the priority to have a career related to business. But if you want to explore other options and you also like economics, social science, sociology, you have other programs like BEST, which is these 4 majors, and then you can choose different modules depending on what you like the most. Or you can do business with a language, or you can do many other combinations. We don't have anybody for law, so I'm not going to talk about law. We don't have anybody from other humanities, so we move on to what you can expect in Trinity that is beyond
Actually,
really the academic. Yeah.
He's kind of thinking about law, so if you could briefly.
Oh, absolutely. So the law school is one of the oldest schools in the English-speaking world, founded in 1740, and you have different programs that you can choose. You can do if you're fully on law, you can straight away go for law, but you can combine law and business as well, and law and French, and German, and political science. If you want to be a solicitor, a barrister, work in corporate law, go for law. If you want to do other things, you can choose this combination that most of the time you have the opportunity to do all the modules that qualify for you to work as a lawyer anyway, okay? And the law school is extremely prestigious, like the 2 women that I showed you before, Mary Robinson and Mary Margaret, they are coming from this school. I used to travel to South Africa, and you're very young, I don't know if you know that story, but you know Nelson Mandela?
Yes.
Oh, okay, you're very cultural people. So we used to have an academic in Trinity, a professor that was called Kader Asmal. Kader Asmal was I think he was teaching in Trinity for 19 years. But one day he left Trinity because he got a call from Nelson Mandela to be a minister with Nelson Mandela. So he left us for Nelson Mandela, which is not a bad place to go. Very, very good. Very good.
It's acceptable.
Yeah,
It's acceptable to be for this.
I think so. I think so. And we are very proud, actually. So that's why I'm telling you now. That about law. And then what are other things? So the beautiful thing about Trinity is that it's not offering you a great academic career with a lot of potential to develop your career as a professional. But also there are many other things that you enjoy in Trinity that definitely they enrich your life as human beings and also may have an impact as well in your career. You see there, have you ever seen this library?
Yeah, there's a photo on the internet.
Okay. And this library has been in many films because it's a beautiful library, always in the top 10 of the most beautiful libraries in the world. But what do you think? It was in Harry Potter or in Star Wars?
Harry Potter.
Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah, they changed it. It wasn't Harry Potter, it wasn't Star Wars. They actually changed some colors digitally and they do some work, obviously. And it was, if you check the library of the Jedi's, that was inspired by Trinity College. We have wonderful students, but we don't have Jedi's. So you're a fan of Star Wars?
Or you're just not telling us.
That's also because it's a secret. And the Trinity Library is kind of our Aga Sophia in Dublin. Because it's the second attraction for tourists that they come to Dublin, that they pay a ticket and they come to see the Trinity Library. I don't know the numbers now, but last year before COVID, we used to have more than 1 million people visiting the library every year. The library is almost 300 years old. Trinity is the only university that is legal deposit since 1801. What does it mean? That means that every single book since then that has been published in Wales, in Scotland, in Ireland, or in England, we have to have a copy. So obviously we have many libraries because we cannot fit all these books in one. But this is an amazing place. The most beautiful thing for me about this library is that it's not a museum, it's a functioning library. So students from Trinity, if they want to research and check out these old books, they can come to the Trinity Library and do research. These books, you cannot take them home, so you have a special room. They're very valuable, but we want you to enjoy the experience of have access to these amazing documents. In terms of college life, Trinity is very unique. We have many clubs and societies. We have a tutorial system that is very something that you barely find in other universities. The tutorial system, that for your mother, that is there, it means that every single undergraduate student, they have a tutor. The tutor typically is a professor that is from a different school than yours. So if you study business, you may have a professor from medicine, or you study computer science, it may be a professor from literature. Because the idea is that you feel free. If you have a health issue, an academic issue, if you have any problem, a financial problem, you can go to the tutor and talk to them. Say, look, I'm in trouble for whatever reason, and they will try to help you as much as they can. This is something that the families of Irish students, they love, but the families of international students even more, because many of our international students, they don't have family in Ireland, so but they love to have this. Most of our students, they never talk to them because they don't need it, but if you need it, you have it. In terms of clubs and societies, we are really good because we have been doing, for instance, societies for longer than anybody. We have the two, what happened here? It's not working. Now, yeah, we have been doing societies for longer than any other. We have the two oldest societies in the world, the HIST and the FIL. These particular two, they are debating societies that they have 100 years. They are so well known, so prestigious, that they invite people like the guys that you see there, and they come to Trinity, invited by them. For those of you at home that you can see, you have there Joe Biden that came to campus invited by the societies. Channing Tatum, the actor, was as well on campus. Martin Scorsese, the filmmaker, Kate Moss, Angela Merkel, like a lot of people. And this is something that is a great opportunity that maybe you study neuroscience, but you may love to learn about economics, philosophy, whatever, and you can go there. These societies, they are really open, so everybody can join these societies. And you have societies for anything. Traveling around Europe, for knitting, cooking, anything, playing video games, anything that you can imagine. We have great partnerships with universities all over the world. This is different from the dual degrees. That means that in year 3, most of the time, you can go to one of our partner universities to study 6 months or for a year. We have exchange programs. This is a great opportunity to explore another top university, maybe in Hong Kong, in the US, in Canada, Australia, or in Europe, whatever you want, to learn how they do it, how they do things in your field in another top university, and also to get to know a country that you may don't know, okay, and to get to know the country. What are the requirements? I'm pretty sure that plus education career, they will tell you everything about that, and you probably know by now. But if you are doing the IB, the minimum requirement is 3.5 at higher level and 3.4 at the standard level for any program in Trinity. And then you have different bands depending on what you want to study. And most of programs will go between 30 and 40 IB points. If you are doing the Turkish diploma, you have 2 ways to apply. If you have very good grades, and you are coming from one of our approved schools, you can apply directly. If you're not coming from one of our approved schools, or your grades, they're good, but not that good, you also can come for our foundation program. Trinity is the only university in Ireland that we have our own foundation program. So you will be part of Trinity from the beginning. And every year we have a Turkish student coming to that, which is also an opportunity, a very smooth opportunity to get used to the academic rigor of Trinity and also to the life in Dublin and in Ireland. If you're doing the American curriculum, the most important thing will be the GPA from a recognized American school, and all the programs will go between 3.2 and 3.7, if I remember right. But anyway, as I say, you are in very good hands here, so plus education career will help you with all of this. With the applications, the grades are very important. You need 2 references in headed paper and sign it by your teacher and sometimes by your high school counselor as well. You have to do a statement. What we want to see in the statement is that you have done your research about Trinity, about the program, and why you're a good fit for Trinity and the program. For instance, the business or law or neuroscience or computer science or in But this is not a requirement per se, but is also crucial. The deadline. If you see there, we have an early deadline to apply, which is for the Columbia, which is the 2nd of January. For medicine and dentistry will be the 1st of February. And all the rest of the programs, for most of them, you will see in our website, the 13th of June. This is misleading because we assess applications on a rolling basis. So if you have good grades, predicted grades, apply soon, and you will get a conditional offer, so you can relax and just focus on your exams. If you're a genius, but you apply in May, you may not get a place because it's already filled up. Okay? Yeah. In terms of fees, this is not up to date, but it's just to give you a little bit of a feeling. The fees typically go between 18,000 euro, I believe, like a business will be 18 or 19,000 euro, up to 26, 27,000 euro for engineering, neuroscience, and all these programs. This is the cost for the fees per year. The foundation program is a little bit cheaper than that, 16,500 or almost 18,000 euro for more science engineering. The cost of living we estimate is 16,000 euro per year. Also, it depends how good your finances as well, but well, that's what you have. Important as well, for accommodation, you should apply soon. We prioritize international students for accommodation, but you have to be on top of that. So don't leave it for the last minute because then you may have issues in finding accommodation. But we prioritize accommodation for both the foundation year and the first year for international students. Scholarships. What do we have in here? If you want to check a scholarship, which is indeed it can be a good help, and also at the same time it's something very good to put in your CV as well, that you have worked on a scholarship to come to Trinity based on your merit and so on. We have for the International Foundation Program, which is not there. So this is the one at the bottom is a different scholarship. You have the International Foundation Scholarship that is for the foundation year, and that will be around 3,000 to 5,000 euro. Then we have the Global Excellence, which is around the same, between 2,500 and 5,000 euro for the first year only. And then you have the E3 scholarship. E3, you will forget, but for you in science, in biological and biomedical science, in computer science and engineering, is something to remember, because E3 stands for engineering, emerging technologies, and environmental science. This is an umbrella that covers our School of Natural Science, Engineering, and Computer Science. And they are doing a lot of research, combined programs between all disciplines to try to face up all the challenges that we are facing nowadays. And they have a really good budget for the scholarships. The main difference, the amount is not very different, it's around 3,000 to 4,000 euro. But the main difference is that you can get it for the 4 years. So it's not only for the first year, so you will get it all the years. And then finally, the foundation scholarship, not linked to the foundation program, is called foundation because we offer it since the foundation of Trinity. So we have this scholarship for around 400 years. And this is a scholarship only open for second year students. When you are in second year, you can apply for this scholarship that is based on an exam. You sit on an exam that will be different if you're coming from business or from law or from neuroscience. It will be different. If you do very well, you will get free accommodation on campus, you will get a discount on the fee, and you will get a free meal in our old dining hall. It's like a Harry Potter, but real. And you get it for 5 years. So if you get this one, it doesn't apply for year 2, but it will apply for year 3, for year 4, if you want to do a master, if you want to do a PhD, and it really gives you long life status, okay? And that's all. Thank you very much. This is my email. You have a QR code there if you want to make sure that you don't miss a thing about when the application process open and some scholarships. But anyway, you're here with our partners from Plus Education Career, so they will look after you for absolutely everything. But don't hesitate to send me an email anytime. I'll be more than happy to help you. So, any questions? If there is any question in the chat, I ask the two of you to give a.
They're saying, how are sports perceived in Trinity? Any opportunities for athletes?
Which I was actually going to ask, but my mother did this. So.
Very good. So, what sports do you practice?
I practice volleyball.
I practice basketball.
Basketball.
Yes.
Okay, sports, you can practice almost any sport that you want in Trinity. In fact, our gym is the biggest in the city center of Dublin. You have a rock climbing, we have everything that you want there. But we have clubs for rowing, fencing, basketball, football, volleyball, anything. And the way it works, the idea is that you can practice at any level. So some of the teams, they can be even professional level, and some of the teams really beginner. So the idea is that you can practice the sport that you like at any level that you have. So it's a very important part of the life in Trinity. In terms of scholarships, you will have to check the website, because there is, I think that used to have a scholarship, because we don't manage that one, for sports that is kind of €2,000 or something like that. And then, if I remember right, there is a very good scholarship, really, really, really good. But you almost have to be in the national team in Turkey, okay, when you come there. So it's very demanding. But check it out. If you see a scholarship, a sport scholarship in Trinity, look for this one. And if you don't find it, send me an email. I'll check it out for you. So in the chat, any?
I don't have. Yes, there's one.
That's my mom. So, she said, thank you very much. We as parents were invited, hence I joined, and it was very helpful. I'm leaving to be able to attend another work-related meeting. I'm sure Ty will ask anything that she needs for the insurance.
Thank you very much. And as I said at the beginning, I believe that, so I totally understand that it's a process that is very long. It can be very stressful, but feel free to drop me an email. So this is not the end of me. This is the beginning. So a question that you don't think about now, you may think about it in 3 months' time, 4 months' time. So I'm going to be here from the Trinity side to help you through the whole journey till you hopefully make it to Trinity. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And you mentioned approved schools, high schools, I assume. Which are those in Turkey?
There are many of them, so it's but you have to. So I don't know all of them by heart. But you tell me later, we can check it.
We both go to Saint Joseph French High School.
If I remember right, I believe that is, but I have to double check. Okay. So now when we finish the presentation, so we can go one by. We can check it in here.
So I guess there's no more questions.
Okay. So
can I ask something?
Sure.
What would you be the major thing that would make you choose Trinity if you were us? What's the biggest upside of it?
I mean, it will be difficult to say which one is the major thing. So
you don't have to say one. You can say many of them.
Yeah. I mean, most of the things I say in the presentation. So first of all, you are talking about the main English-speaking country in the European Union. So it's that it has Ireland as a country has a very unique position because, for instance, you study law, you can work as a solicitor or a barrister doing the required courses either in Ireland and in the UK, because you have a common history with all the English-speaking world. But then at the same time, Ireland is part of the European Union. So the homologation of anything is much easier because you are part of the European Union. So you're part of all the clubs. No? And then it's an English-speaking country. You're in a capital that is very lively, but it's not overwhelming. So it's like you can go everywhere. You have a lot of things to do, and everything is at hand. In other capitals, they are huge. You can spend the whole day commuting from one place to another. It's very tiring as well. So Dublin has, for me, a fantastic site to enjoy everything that it has to offer. Very friendly, very good fun as well, and all the offering is very accessible. That's another thing. The Irish people themselves, they're super nice. So they really make it easier for you. They have a very long tradition of immigration. So in the past, Ireland sometimes had a really tough time in history, in the 1900s and even in the 70s, 80s. So they have family everywhere. Irish people there in every country. And they know how difficult it can be at the beginning to land in a different country, in a different culture. So, and all of them, they have relatives there. So many of them, they try really to make it easy for you. That's saying, I love that. And then Trinity is a very unique university. So you have to be like I still sometimes get emotional when I've been working there for 8 years. When you go to Trinity, how beautiful the campus is. The location, it has this combination between a great student life and at the same time to be in the city center of Dublin is very unique. And another thing that you really see in the culture of the academics as well is, even though we have academics from everywhere, but there is this culture of being very approachable. So you will be shocked about some of the really prominent professors and how easy it is to deal with them. They will say like 95% of them, you want to have a meeting with them, they will find time to talk to you. And I'm coming from a country, from Spain, that sometimes they're very nice, but sometimes it can be very more hierarchical.
Yeah,
okay.
It's like Asian too. It's like here in Turkey.
And in Ireland, it's very nice how the culture is, they're very proud to be very approachable and very easy to deal with. And then all the job opportunities as well. So I'm coming from Tokyo. The things that I was telling you in the presentation, that if you do something that you can link to follow a career, that's important. I have a European passport, so I don't. That's not a big deal for me. But if you don't have a European passport, some of you may have it. But if you don't, if you work for 5 years, you can get an Irish passport, a residency, and that means that opens the door for more than 20 countries because it's the European Union, which is something also that can be a possibility if this is what you want. No, it can be another addiction. So pretty much that's all the.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, and thank you to everybody. So we can finish the chat there. So if you want, thank you, Defne, Ranja, and Ali for joining, and I hope to be in touch as well with you anytime that you want. Thank you.
Oops.
Huh?
It's